and welcome to an extra Traveling Young. We're doing 2 this week about our summer holidays. Yes. Earlier this week, you saw Maya's trip to the U.S., and she talked about that, but we didn't go with her.
Nope.
We went somewhere else. That was kind of cheating on Denmark.
A little bit.
Now, in reality, the first half of our vacation was in Rebild, and that was in Denmark, but then the second part, where'd we go?
We went to the Netherlands.
Netherlands. We've got like 7-8 days. We want to talk you through some cool things we did, but also, before we do that, we are less than 100 subscribers away.
So close.
From 25,000. It would be amazing. We're super close to our 2-year anniversary to hit that milestone before then. If you like our videos and haven't subscribed, it'd mean a ton to us if you did that, because that just be really cool to celebrate 2 years with 25,000. But this extra edition of Traveling Young is going to show our vacation to the Netherlands. Okay, so we actually started our trip in Rotterdam. And why did we go to Rotterdam?
Because there's the North Sea Jazz Festival. It is an absolutely fabulous music festival. The first time we went was in 2019, I think. And this is our first time back, and we're super excited about it.
And these tickets were purchased in 2020. Yeah. And then were valid in 2021. And in 2020, finally we got to go. Yeah. And it was so much fun. I mean, it's a mix of jazz and like R&B. We got to see Marcus King.
Yep.
Who's super great. That was one of the last shows that I saw before the pandemic at Lil Vega.
Yep.
We saw Diana Ross.
We saw John Legend.
We saw John Legend. And we saw Herbie Hancock play a guitar. Guitar!
We did! That was amazing!
Super cool. So we ended up spending 3 days just going to the festival. Yeah. We didn't do a ton else in Rotterdam. But we stayed there, except eat at a Taco Bell, because there was a Taco Bell there. But yeah, we had a lot of fun. It's such a great music festival, and it's so nice to get live music in a festival atmosphere again.
Yeah, it's great to get out and go see live music again, and it's so much fun.
And it drew us into the Netherlands once again. But the second after that, we started to explore outside Rotterdam, and what we're going to show you now is our time in Delft and Amsterdam. Today we are in Delft.
We are in Delft. Delft is one of our favorite cities to come to, actually, in the Netherlands.
We came here in 2019 and stayed in Delft.
Yes.
And while Delft is famous for the porcelain, Delft
famous
the Royal Delft, whatever.
Royal Delft blue porcelain. We come for the cheese.
We came for the cheese.
We love cheese. And there's, in this old town square, there's a little cheese shop we like to come to. It's this Henry Rebild, which I'm sure I said that wrong.
I don't think it's a little cheese shop. I think it's a pretty big
cheese shop. The cheese shop itself is small, but then the company is big. But normally we get the Gouda, the little cheese wheels, but this time we went for an older cheese. It is the goat cheese extra old. It's not just old, it's extra old.
All right, well, I'm eager to try this.
Yes.
Don't slice your finger off.
I know.
That's happened before.
That's a story for another day. So we're gonna give this a try. And
while she's chewing, I'll say it's a market day today. Lots of things going on. We're sitting in the market square.
Oh, this is really good. This reminds me so much of Gogh which is my favorite Danish cheese. I love Gogh.
Okay, well, I want some. Stop
you want
talking
some.
about
Well,
blah blah.
If you've never had Gogh, you should try it. Oh, here. I'm trying to get it to come out of the cheese thing.
Here, handoff.
Sorry, we had terrible handoff there. Go for it. What do you think?
Which is good.
There's another little piece.
Do you like it? It's nice and sour. I like the sourness at the end, and it's got like a little bit of the crunch, which is why it reminds me of the Gammelknaas.
Yeah, so today we're just walking around Delft. You'll see some random footage of random things that we see while we're here, because it's a pretty cool place. It's like a mini Amsterdam with far fewer tourists, and just a nice place to, not that far from Amsterdam or Rotterdam, where we're staying right now. We are in Amsterdam, and while you can't experience all the smells that we're experiencing, it's an interesting place for sure. And there's a ton of things to do here, but we elected to do two things on our day in Amsterdam. One is we go to the Anne Frank house, which is right behind us, but you can't take any pictures or video inside, so I can't show you the inside of it, but guess what? You should just come and see it for yourself anyway, because it's just a very moving experience to really capture. I assume you did too, Miranda. We had to like read the book. We read the diary in school growing up. We watched the movie, and so being here now, the second time we've been here, it's just amazing to see in person. And we also go to the Van Gogh Museum. I do have footage of that, but Miranda, let me switch the camera around and show you, because you are here.
I am here.
And here's the church that we're standing in front of.
Yeah. And we came maybe 12 or 13 years ago. I can't remember how long ago it was. And we actually stayed very near here. And so we were able to go to the Anne Frank house back then. And they've done a lot to kind of modernize the museum, because when we came, it was really just the building and the annex that you could see. But now they have a whole museum that they've built onto it, and they've really built out a lot of the storytelling, and they had a lot of footage of her father speaking, and I didn't realize that her father had lived so long. He lived into the 70s, and it was a really great experience coming back and seeing it again.
Yeah, we're only in Amsterdam for a day.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how many days you're here, make sure you go to the Anne Frank house, and a nice kind of different experience at the Van Gogh Museum.
Yeah.
So let me show you the footage of bikes going by and boats going by and Van Gogh paintings.
Beautiful sunny day.
Here in Amsterdam.
Delft in Amsterdam. We had a wonderful time. But the next place we went is another place that we were really, really looking forward to going back to, and that is Utrecht. Because it is a super cool city. We went there for the first time, actually I think the first time when we went to the Netherlands, maybe.
Yeah, but that was like 2007?
Yeah, but it was so cool because Maya was really little, and we found this great museum called the Gogh Museum. And we've got some great footage of that we'll show.
Yeah, well, basically for you to know, it's it's all automated musical instruments.
Things. Yeah, it's like music boxes and those kinds of things.
Yeah, and like these big organs that like you see a lot in Netherlands when you're walking around.
Yeah,
they have
definitely.
these huge, like the size of a car that people out there cranking or whatever. Actually, they're mainly out with a cup trying to get money. And when we went that one time, we stumbled across it because Maya was like 3 or something.
Yeah,
No,
she was
wasn't
really
3.
little.
She was older than that. She was 7 or 8.
Yeah, but still, she was really little.
And she would just loved it. She danced around. We tried to find activities for her, and she wasn't with us this time, but we're like, we need to go back.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's such a cool place. So it's just that's where we stayed for a bulk of the trip, actually, in Utrecht. And walking around downtown and going to the Music Box Museum, Spielklak Museum. You need to see this. Check it out. So downtown Utrecht is super cool, but we wanted to, part of the trip here is we wanted to explore outside Utrecht a bit. So we actually rented a car for the last part of the trip, and we rented an electric car.
We did, which was a surprising experience.
I'd never driven one before. It was super cool. And I learned that they stop fairly quickly when you take your gas off the pedal because there's no gasoline running through the engine.
There were some hard stops.
Some touching I had to learn, but it was really, really neat. But the first place we went to, because I love castles, was where?
We both do. We went to this place in the Netherlands called Kasteel Dahar. And I had never heard of this place before. Netherlands isn't typically someplace I think of when I think of castles, but we found this place and we showed up. It is absolutely gorgeous. A castle has been on this site since the 1300s, but it fell into disrepair because it just kept passing from family to family and they didn't take care of it until it was finally restored in the late 1800s, so like 1890 to 1912. And I have to look at my phone to tell you the name of this person who restored it. His name was Etienne Gustav Frederick Baron van Zulian van Nieuwveld van Dahar.
Well, Dahar is where the name of the castle came from, at least that last part.
And he married Baroness Helene de Rothschild of the Rothschild family. So this is now owned by the Rothschild family, but they did an amazing job kind of rebuilding this medieval style castle.
And I think it's interesting because outside it's very medieval looking, but inside
it's very modern.
Modern of the 1900s. Maybe not today modern, but definitely more modern than medieval times. Like it's not just like stone walls and everything inside, but you need to see this. It's such a cool place. So let us show you. Castle Dahar.
Yes.
This castle is a must
So
visit.
you have to go see it. It's so beautiful.
And as you saw, we had a gorgeous day. It's so colorful. The gardens were nice. It was just
Rose
really,
Garden
really cool.
was so beautiful.
But then what we did, the next 2 days, what we did was we then took boat trips.
Yes.
So first we met up with a friend of mine that lives just outside of Utrecht, actually really close to Brooklyn, spelled differently. But what was the original namesake of the Brooklyn in the U.S.? They came from this part of the Netherlands.
Yeah,
and it's traveled along the Vecht.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. These beautiful like mansions from the 1700s.
Manors.
Yeah, and we got to go and actually manually operate
That was scary.
a lock as well as we went around with our friends. It was really cool.
It was a 4-person effort to operate this lock, but it was really so cool and it was so relaxing. It was just it was very hygge.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, just hanging, chilling, eating. So I
So much
appreciate
fun.
my friend who who let us go along. Bertel, thank you for joining us and
being our captain.
highlighting the captain. And then the next day, Miranda and I drove to a place called Giethoorn.
Yes.
And in Giethoorn, which is we talk a bit in this video, so I'm not going to say a bunch. Except it's like an hour and a half-ish from Utrecht, and it is super cool. And that was just us slowly cruising canals on a boat.
Yeah.
Very, very unique place. You need to see.
Yes. But don't go too fast in your boat.
No, don't. But check it out.
To see it. Josh is our fearless captain today. How's it going, Josh?
It's all right. We're not moving very much right now.
No.
There's a bit of a bottleneck up here with tourist boats.
It's been a bit crowded.
And boats behind us that like to hit us.
It's been a journey. First we came out and we went the wrong way. And now it's just
I trusted her with the map.
Yeah.
Mistake number 1.
Listen, I did my best, okay? I hope it doesn't rain. It's about to
It
rain.
looks like I know. Nice breeze here.
Yeah,
You can
exactly.
probably hear it with the microphone there. Pretty though. These houses
really
are super,
beautiful.
all the duckies and
Holy
people
God.
walking around who didn't take boats. Good times. Yes.
We're out on the lake. How are you feeling about
I mean, that's a big expanse over there.
That's a lot of water.
Opportunities for Josh to drill. So he's gonna stick around closer to, which is still, we're very much in a death zone right here. But
We've made modifications to the route that we were
we're
supposed to
shortening
take.
it.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if driving through the swans is gonna be the best move. We'll see
You know,
if they,
we'll find out.
that whole story about that guy getting attacked by swans.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. I don't know. They were gonna. Let's. There's so many swans out here. There's a lot of swans. Alright. Well, hopefully we survive.
Yes. that is our. It was like, honestly, it was probably 10 days, and what you're missing is all the lazy days that we had in there.
There were a lot of naps.
There were a
lot of naps.
Man, I got so used to naps. That's the European travel, kind of vacation time allows for napping.
It does.
While you're traveling, and it was. I took advantage of that. I feel like we all did.
We did.
But it was such a great trip, and I'm so glad we went to the festival and that we spent time outside of Amsterdam exploring some of these other places.
Yeah, and I have to say, I can't remember. I think this is one of the longer trips we've taken by ourselves in quite a while.
Well, Iceland, when we went to Iceland, that was
true,
the same amount of time, I think.
But it's not often that we travel without Maya, and I love Maya dearly, but she doesn't like castles and cities as much as we do. So
traveling with Maya is slowly becoming the future. As she is kind of doing things with Velas and all this kind of stuff as she gets older.
Yeah, but we were happy that she could go have a great time in the U.S. and we had a great time by ourselves.
We did. Netherlands. A+.
Always good.
Super good time. I hope you enjoyed seeing the stops on our journey. Not just Amsterdam, a whole bunch more than just Amsterdam.
So much more than Amsterdam.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you didn't see our Rebild video, this is a link below, which was the first part of our vacation. And otherwise, I hope you've had a great summer.
Yes. Absolutely.
And
hope you had lots of naps too.
Yes. Get in those naps. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.